Welcome back to Digital Marketing for Coaches and Consultants. I am your host, Dr. Terry Levine, and we have an important topic today. Have you ever wondered why you can't get more followers? Like, where are these people that you want to engage with? I'm asking this because I talk to people all the time who literally spend hours and hours a day on social media. You might be doing the same. And they really aren't growing their business or their audience, getting more followers. They tell me that they're stuck. They also tell me that people have told them to fix their brand. So then they learned how to create fancy banners, let's say. Well, banner, that's not a brand. A brand gains followers daily and monetizes content with ease. That's a brand. I find that acquiring leads who come to me through what I teach, reverse marketing, it's kind of like a walk in the park, right? So today I'm going to give you a lot more information. It's going to be a little bit longer of a podcast, so stick around, not very long. If you're really serious about growing a brand, stay. If you're not, you may as well bail now, okay? Because I really want to help you. If you're willing to spend 5 minutes, 10 minutes, really understanding your brand issues, because I find that is the number one thing that people have and they just don't know it, then I really do want to help here at Digital Marketing with Coaches and Consultants. And if you're not willing to commit, 5 or 10 minutes here, you're probably not going to commit 5 or 10 minutes to truly fix your brand, right? So let's start with the basics. What exactly is a brand? I also find most people have no idea what a brand is. I ask on my conferences, my webinars, my free masterclasses regularly, what is a brand? And people come up with things like my logo. That's not your brand. My color scheme, not your brand. The kind of content I post, no, actually none of that is your brand. A brand is about behavior change. Write that down. A brand is about behavior change. And the most powerful brands are the ones that present a better way of life to people, shows them how to actually create a transformation from where they are, the current state of where their life, health, relationships, business might be. So let me teach by example. I think that always helps. I don't sell coaching or consulting. I don't even sell business growth. I show a different way of being in business where you are in total control of daily lead flow and how you do business heart to heart with no selling and no marketing. And this is a very, very important distinction to make. So if you want to create a truly powerful brand for yourself, you need to focus on the transformation that you're offering rather than on your banner or some fancy PowerPoint that people are told to dress a certain way. Ridiculous. By the way, I'm not saying that your banner or your bio don't matter. They do. So now let's kick off with how to find your core unique positioning statement. That's a registered trademark of Heartrepreneur, by the way. So let me give you some advice that helped me find my unique position in the market. First piece of advice is identify one skill, whatever that is for you, marketing, writing, whatever that is. Second piece is pick one external market, happiness, health, relationships, wealth, whatever that is. Once you've chosen your external market, drill it into a specific sub-market. So let's just say you choose health, right? So you might focus on getting overweight dads into shape. If you choose relationships, you might focus on helping guys in their 20s that are struggling with loneliness. I'm just making up these examples, right? So these things are really important because they really, really help you niche down even slower, even smaller, even tinier. And it's very, very important that you do that. So we're finding your core unique position in the market. And by the way, the more niche down you are, the more memorable you'll be. And I know everyone says, don't niche down. You have to at the start of your journey. Finally, add one intrinsic interest that you have. So I love the gym. I love spirituality. I love music. It's part of your brand image. You actually combined your intrinsic right into it. Because you know it's a lot more memorable than Terry the marketing gal. It would be Terry's the marketing gal helping people to get leads flowing in daily because of her focus on personal branding. And that also does the power lifting in her free time, right? So that creates ability for me to power lift, okay? Now, so to find your core unique brand, it is really, really important that you understand, again, that you're selling the transformation. I'm teaching you how to be in business in control of your daily lead flow with no selling and no marketing. That's an incredibly important distinction to make. You've got to make a distinction with your brand. If you want to create a truly powerful brand, you need to focus on the transformation that you're offering people, not a banner or, as I said, a PowerPoint or any of that. So when we're looking at finding your core unique positioning, we want to combine the things I just shared with you, which, on their own could be like a dime a dozen. However, when you put them together, it forms that unique persona, and that's you. Now let's talk about creating a brand mantra. Anyone who knows me will know that I am super big on creating brand mantras. And a brand mantra is a single word or a catchphrase that people can immediately associate with your brand. Things like Joe Vitale's hypnotic writing. Things like community. For me, it's doing business heart to heart. The reason this is important is because this is where you offer transformation. So I'll use myself as an example. I'm offering people a different way to build their brand, which doesn't rely at all on some of the BS marketing tactics and fancy sales techniques that everyone else is kind of hammering down people's throats. And more people are buying my way of personal branding because it offers a different route to everyone else and also because it works. So common sense and simplicity are what I tie all of my content back to. Creating got 100 times easier for me when I decided on common sense as the one big idea to tie all of my comment back to. So that's my brand mantra. You want to create one for yourself that reflects your unique personality and what you actually want from your brand. Let me give you one more example. I have a client family member, super high performing gal. She had multiple online businesses. She was also in amazing shape and a mom of 5 kids. So for her, we came up with the brand mantra, 1 in a million mom. Why? It encapsulates how rare it is to find a mom, 5 kids, crushing it in all these different aspects of her life. So think of your brand mantra kind of as an anchor that keeps the ship steady. Your content is the net that catches people in and it pulls them back to you. All right, now we have the next step. Step number 4 is to write a clear bio. And writing a good bio is generally pretty easy. However, people screw it up because they put in big fancy jargon or words that are overused like flow, consciousness, intersection. And that type of bio actually just confuses people. You sound like a pretentious marketer. So write a bio that gets clicks and followers. I like to do it by starting with your brand mantra, which is why I taught that first. Then write one sentence that explains what you do, who you do it for, and what makes you different from everyone else. Your bio is the transformation that you offer people, right? So it doesn't need to be fancy. It just needs to show them what you're offering and why your path is unique. So if you're still stuck, use my current bio. Go over to Facebook, look at my bio. Now, you want to design an effective banner, and you need to do 3 things with your banner. This is step 5. You need to pick a color scheme for your brand. You can go look at heartrepreneur.com. You'll see our color scheme. You then need to state your brand mantra. Mine is doing business heart to heart. And then you need to write a single line that tells people exactly what you're offering. Screw fancy designs. Screw weird, overcomplicated messages because you're just confusing people. Simple, clean, effective wins every day of the week. And use my banner again, at either Heartrepreneur or Facebook if you don't know where to start. My Facebook is Mentor Terry Levine. Follow me. Make your profile picture, this is step 6, fit your vibe. So when it comes to profile pictures, I really only have one rule. It needs to show your face very clearly. Do not try to be a faceless account because people want to see what someone looks like. It bridges that connection. So we start engaging heart to heart. Other than that, you can do whatever you want with it. People will tell you need to be smiling, you need to be friendly. If that's your personality, it's mine, then yes, I would use a photo like that. If you're kind of a moody, unhappy person, don't post a photo that's not real. Because if you post whatever your resting face is, right, other people who resonate with that, they'll flock to you. I post smiley pictures, smiley people come to me. The whole idea is to get your profile picture and your brand in general to be 100% authentically you. And people will relate and they will gather around you. Finally, number 7, tell your story with a pinned post. You can look at mine on Facebook. And you really have 2 options with pinned posts. Let me give them both to you. Pinned post number 1 showcases your results. I've got a lot of that on LinkedIn. It's the result you either got for yourself or results you got for a client. I just did one for a client. And so the one that I did for the client, it's a story about how she used a lead magnet to gain, I'm close to this, 4,800 something followers and 400 email subscribers in less than 48 hours. So it's an amazing result, right? That's super powerful. It would instantly demonstrate your ability to deliver on the transformation that you're providing. And that is what makes people show up and then decide to follow you and maybe eventually invest in your programs, products, or services. Now, you do have a second option for your pinned post. You have a second option in doing it a little bit different, and that is to write a personal story. Most people forget to make their brand personal. So the other option is for you to have a pinned post to share an awesome personal story from your life. Like, for example, I followed someone that shared their story. It was very interesting. They became paralyzed in high school when they were diving into a pool. And this gentleman has a passion for writing, and it's something he can do even though he's partially paralyzed. So unless you've been living under a rock for the past 20 years, you have one cool story. You can use that as your pinned post and give people a reason to follow you. Okay. This was your crash course on how to design a personal brand on social media that offers a transformation that stands out from the rest of the junk that's out there. I hope it was helpful. Please subscribe, share the podcast. And if you are truly serious about growing and monetizing this year, I'm going to invite you to send me an email directly. Terry, Terri, at heartrepreneur.com. The word Heartrepreneur is right up there for you. Heart-RE-preneur. Terry, Terri, at heartrepreneur.com, and just say, grow my brand. And I'm going to invite you to a free training to grow your brand and take you even further. Create an extraordinary day. The power is always in your hand. Put these things to work and let me know how they work for you. Bye now.